Uh,
This is
All right,
dance as well.
everybody ready to go?
Oh yeah, he grooving.
no, I just lost my left kidney. I can't go anymore. It's over. See ya.
All right, so we're
What?
officially holding auditions to replace Slime. Draco, you're up first.
I hope you have a script prepared.
Yeah, do your best Leku impression starting now. We gotta
Don't
remember
worry,
the cast
just-
has to play as your character.
Fireball. Oh, that's all I am now. I'm a fireball.
Alex, you having fun there?
What?
Alex is having too much fun.
Oh my
Trying to
God.
play a game.
Hey, I'm waiting on you guys. What's up?
We
I'm
gave
waiting on
him-
you.
Gave him too much power.
Last time, we already did that. Never mind.
Yeah.
So last time on Curse of Strahd, having made your way out of the Darling Deer's gas station and diner, you guys secured a couple of children, having rescued them from the night hags who were running the diner and grinding the kids up into their food.
Delicious treats.
You guys hopped inside two acquired vans after filling up the ambulance with gas. Alesia sort of took Freak, one of the rescued children, as a sort of sidekick, biting him and making him into a werewolf, supposedly.
Supposedly.
You guys don't know.
Well, he had to make a con save.
Yeah,
He
the
goes
only
to-
one who saw it happen was Yordle.
he ain't
Yeah.
saying shit.
And
He's
the only
still
one who
wearing
allowed
that.
it to happen was Yordle.
I mean, originally it was either ensuing to a fucking fight, and Yaddle was kind of not willing to fight someone at that point in time, or trust they're not doing something
No,
sketchy.
man, no, I trust you. I trust your judgment. No, it's fine.
Yeah, just let
Fine,
Elysium
next
fight
time
the
I'll
kid.
Yeah, no, that's
kill
good.
Elysium.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you, please.
Yeah.
Someone has to do it.
If you kill me, I'll come back as an even more annoying character.
Oh my.
Yeah, and I don't want that.
You cowards will never stop me.
Comes back as Todd.
Oh no.
No. I'm
Hey,
not
what's up,
above.
guys.
I'm not above killing a player character if it's Todd.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about that later after the game.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys then went on. You met a strange man met in a sort of carnival uniform. This little sort of masquerade jester-dressed man with a big cloak. I believe the only sell he made was to give Elysian a silver dagger to give to Freak. So the kid's now packing heat in the form of that little knife. And from then on, you guys made your way to the city of Vallaki. And that's where we're going to pick up this time on Curse of Strahd.
Oh, we're starting at Vallaki. Oh, thank
God.
heck.
It's just two new boys right at the end there.
Yeah, they're not
They're
running.
not
though.
even running. They're not running. They're just there. They're just along for the ride.
And technically, we have. Oh yeah, Miriam's got the babu. But the big question is, where the fuck's my axe beak? I quit.
Oh, he's still there. I'll get him.
Oh, thank God.
Let me make the loading take longer by not doing what the whole loading is for and fix your axe beak.
There he is.
No, he's back.
What
He
about
hates him.
the
He
slime?
hates him. He can't handle him.
Someday I'll get him.
Was the slime in the background? Yeah.
I'll get that axe beak
Here,
someday.
I'll get the Halo thing back.
Oh, you get the Halo dudes. Yeah, I want them.
RB and the Chief.
Yeah, I'll be in the chief.
There's so many sweet fucking visual filters that I can't see shit. That means this map kicks ass. Woo!
There they are.
Oh my god.
Vibe check.
Wart.
Anyway.
Hooey.
Indeed.
Yes.
I think I also asked about the Saint Markovia. I think.
Yeah, the St. Markovia Hospital. You got told a little bit about that.
And that's in
Now,
Kirkland or something. It was in. It's in one of the towns. I know that much.
Kirkland, yes.
Yeah.
now, without looking at your character sheet, Cheeky, do you remember any of the cards?
Any of the cards. I mean,
I could see you looking at them.
well, stop looking at my shit and worry about your own stuff, then, maybe, buddy.
Sam always watches the
Don't
stream.
don't
to
rely
monitor
on my.
every-
Okay, I'm not put it on the other screen. You can't leech off my notes. You got to keep your own.
No, I'm just fucking with you. I've already closed the stream.
Yeah, get out of here. No, I asked about the stone dragon, and she said they said that was to the south of Vallaki.
They.
The maskman.
Right, because he traded in information.
Yeah.
Apparently, I have to fucking fight with a biker gang now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's right.
oh my god. I swear to God.
I gotta tussle with the bikers.
All by yourselves, like Shaggy from
Yeah.
the one thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and that's where we find out Elysia is a Super Saiyan.
Oh no. Who would win, Elysia Ultra Instinct or fucking...
Some bikey dudes.
Bikey dudes. No sweat.
So we pick back up with all of you in sort of 3 separate vehicles, sort of driving down the sort of big long highway that runs throughout Barovia. Gale and Leku, you're both sort of in the back of this van that has all of these sort of small little animal cages, about children-sized, sort of behind the main seats, where up front, Elliot is sort of driving, sort of smoking with the window down, even though it's currently raining outside, with your newly acquired companion, Jace, just sort of silently sitting, kind of watching the windshield wipers kind of dance across the windshield of the car.
Like he's just sitting in the back with like the kind of face of the image of like the "This Is Fine" dog, where the background's burning and shit.
Yeah,
just
just a
surrounded by
little
cages.
classic.
This is fine.
Julian and Dante, you're both sitting with Miriam against kind of on like this hard floor as the van kind of just bumps up and down the street. In your van is the cage that still has the partially sort of decomposed human skeleton.
Yeah, he's my buddy.
Just in one of the cages.
Thanks,
Dante,
William.
you're kind of cramped back here, and your leg still hurts just a bit. As kind of time goes on, Julian, you've got the lantern, just kind of lit with you in the back of the truck, kind of casting this eerie blue glow
Hell yeah.
across the back seats of the van. Up front driving is Marcus, who still looks a little pale, as he kind of clutches the wheel with Arena next to him, and she's kind of holding the baby close to her as it kind of just passed out asleep. As the van kind of drifts on, and Elysia, you're up there with Freak, who instead of watching the road as you're sort of driving, Freak is just looking at you the whole time. Like almost awkwardly rotated in the front seats of the ambulance to just kind of be like facing you, and he doesn't look away, and he rarely blinks as he just kind of watches you drive sort of in the back of the group. Yertle / Keith, you're in the
Keith
back
now.
of this ambulance
Completely
with sort of the ladder and the Christmas lights sort of on like all the blood-stained bed and everything, and Tearfully is kind of just walking around inside the ambulance trying to find a spot where he's not going to get wet from the rainwater.
There should be a corner where there's a roof installed.
Yeah, there's the one corner that has the roof, which is in the back, that he's now currently just sitting in.
Oh, my pup. What a good boy.
And you're all kind of just in sort of like an uncomfortable yet somewhat calming silence as the vehicle's going to drift further and further closer to your destination of Vallaki. Is there anything any of you would like to do in this time before you arrive?
Good question.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just looking through my inventory. Hold up.
I don't have much I can do.
It's been a long
Really?
time. I don't know what I got.
That's right.
Well-
Last time, when Julian looted the one hag you guys managed to kill, he got 2 items.
Oh yeah, he got the fucking heart of
One
the
was the
bitch.
obsidian dagger, and the other one was the heartstone.
Dude, I'm sure I got that in my front pocket.
Up in the shirt pocket?
Yeah.
Leku's probably just studying the hunting rifle, just looking it over and looking at how it all works.
Oh,
You're not the most
fuck.
proficient in guns. Kind of looking it over, it definitely helps to sort of get like a keen sense of it as you're kind of running it over with your hands, kind of just like moving about with sort of the different mechanisms and sort of the reload function. As Gale just kind of looks at you with this AR just strapped across his back in like an X with his large silver sword with a crystalline sort of sheen to it.
Yeah. Also, wait, wasn't that roof destroyed by one of the zombies, or was there another one installed?
Which one was destroyed by the zombies?
I think
Wasn't
he's
there
talking about the
a roof?
ambulance.
Yeah, the ambulance is completely destroyed. The vans are fine.
Well, the ambulance does have that wooden weave from Keith's sword, spider
Ow.
sword thing.
That's right,
Right.
too.
He does.
I forgot. I should have photoshopped that. So actually, you're not getting rained on at all.
Name's Keith now.
Keith, I'll just go and change that on the character
The
sheet.
name's Keith.
No, I already have. It's in things.
It's just Keith now.
No, it's Yodel Keith Demi, but Keith is in a thing where it's like that's the name he goes by.
And night sort of drifts into very, very early morning. It's probably about like 3 or 4 in the morning. As you guys kind of make your way through this fog. And after a little while, a few more hours go by as you're just stretching across this mass expanse of countryside and forest. And the rain sort of starts to let up just a little. Sort of kind of dispersing the fog, but still kind of following in wet around you as you guys make your way, and you can see in the distance, kind of as the fog starts to break and the forest splits apart, you can see this small little walled city sort of sprawled out in a valley beneath you. And Julian and Dante, Marcus kind of turns back to you.
Yeah.
And he says, I don't know what we're going to do in Vallaki. First things first, I think I should go talk to the mayor.
Alright.
But there's also the business of finding somewhere to stay. And he kind of looks over at Arena, who's just kind of clutching this little baby. And she's also kind of past asleep, kind of just cradling the child. She kind of leans against the car seat. And he turns back to all of you. And he says, I'm not sure what we're to do with all of these children, but we'll figure something out. Just leave it to me. And he kind of weakly smiles at the three of you.
All right, sounds good.
I give a thumbs up.
What are you laughing at?
Just dropped in the background.
Okay,
I don't know why that was so funny.
I may be struggling in my seat right now. Tried to get up and knock some things down. Don't have to laugh at me.
And then all of you across your separate vehicles can hear a sort of sound kind of start to kind of crinkle to life on the radio. You start to hear this soft, little, gentle music.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wait, which car though?
All of them.
In each of them, even the ambulance still has a functioning radio by some miracle of science.
That's the first thing we fixed.
Intervention
Mending.
of God, more like.
Not mending.
Epic.
Fixes all.
Yeah, never
just
seen
need
Full
to
Metal
steal, like-
Alchemist. First episode, fix the radio.
Fix the radio, one little bop.
Yeah, one little
Just a cantrip.
easy.
Can't. Gonna have to steal a whole different car's roof to use as material to fix the ambulance.
Well, we'll probably like salvage all these cars into one big car.
Just gonna create
maybe.
one
We'll just
Jawa like land
Yeah.
crawler.
Make sure it doesn't have a bad motivator.
Just Strahd just looks out his window one day with a cup of coffee and just spits it out. He sees this massive fucking city on wheels come
It's like that
rolling up.
fucking movie that was like every state was like a big mech tank thing.
Oh my god.
Oh,
What's in it? I forget. I totally know what that was called.
I know,
It was
because it was
like-
always like made by the person who made Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit or whatever. It's like, why? Doesn't make me want to watch this anymore. Look at it. It's fucking ridiculous.
it's based off a book, but then it uses fuck all from that book anyhow.
Well, every movie does.
Yeah. It's like, it's based off this book, but what it uses from the book is the giant fuck off city on wheels. And that's
Yeah.
it.
You gotta.
But yeah,
throw
Bill
a cage
Long-
at, throw a cage at Gale.
Oh shit.
Well, you have negative strength. Correction, Cage throws his you
Oh,
at
okay,
Gale.
right, yeah.
You both take 3 damage.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I thought we threw out a lot of the cages. At least out of one of them.
Why do you throw
Uh,
a cage at me?
I'm not, I'm joking.
I know.
He wouldn't even have the ability to.
But as you guys sort of hear this music all kind of coming through the radio, by the time you guys all kind of attune to it, you're kind of mid-interruption of this voice kind of calling out, a somewhat familiar voice of a man sort of speaking in some sort of news report as this sort of Spanish guitar is playing in the background.
Yeah, there we go.
And you all hear, good morning, good day, Barovia. Looks like another beautiful morning for us all. Nice and foggy out here in Vallaki. The mayor would like everyone to continue preparations and excitement for the Festival of the Blazing Cross. Attendance and children required. Come rain or come shine, we'll be cheering all the same. All will be well, says the mayor, but in this town, what isn't? And then you hear kind of further on, the voice continues just saying, in other news, we would like to remind everyone that until further notice, the citywide wine limit is still in effect. No more than 3 cups of wine per day per citizen. All will be well. In conjunction, McDonald's is offering a 50% discount on all purchased drinks, so rest assured there will be plenty of beverages for the festival. All will be well.
There's a Mickey
Sunday
Mouse.
service at St. Andrew's is unfortunately still postponed. Father Michaels assures everyone that everything is fine, all will be well, and the Festival of the Blazing Cross is exactly what the city needs to revel in the grace of God. There have been more rumors floating around that some kind of mishap or trouble occurring in Barovia village. There have been no word from Mayor Brooks, but the mayor would like everyone to know that Sheriff Isaac is doing everything he can to investigate, and that there will be well, so no one need worry about it. For those all coming to Vallaki from Kirkland for the Festival of the Blazing Cross, feel free to stop by this week's sponsor, the Holiday Inn. Come grab a drink and a place to stay at the greatest hotel in Barovia. Take a dip in the pool and come see the king himself perform live in this time of wait before the festival.
Wait, what?
And last but not least, my fellow Barovians, stay safe out there. We must band together in these trying times and know that together there is nothing we cannot accomplish. All will be well. But anyway, this has been One-Eyed Jix, signing off.
Did you just say the
king never
king? Yeah, I
died.
gonna say the king. The king's in Barovia.
The king is in Barovia. He didn't die. He got stuck in Barovia.
Oh, does that mean Hitler's here as well? Oh no.
Oh, no,
shit.
no. God, no.
Hitler is the
Maybe.
second lieutenant of Strahd's army.
Oh fuck. It's like that
Oh,
one
no,
Dragon
One
Ball Z
history
movie.
ever is just in Barovia.
Hitler, the greatest supervillain of all time.
The greatest
My
criminal
time
in
has
the world.
come.
Super villain.
The worst criminal of all time.
The worst criminal of all time.
I'm just gonna link Kung Fury in the Spellbound chat so people who haven't seen it can go watch it
Oh.
instead of this.
This is the best
And then
thing
they
ever.
come back and rejoin us.
Yeah, like, watch Kung Fury. When
Yeah, we're gonna have a half an hour break. We're gonna watch Kung Fury and we'll come back to
We're all just
this.
gonna, it's just gonna be a viewing party. We're all just gonna watch Kung Fury, the greatest movie ever made, no questions asked.
I've watched it like
Do you
5
know him,
different
Kung Fury?
times.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
He is the greatest criminal of all time.
I don't want to have to rewatch it. I've watched it too many times.
No such thing. Don't even.
I could never get tired of rewatching that fucking movie.
I just watched it 2 days ago. I could watch it again tonight and I would still love it.
It's an amazing movie, but
It's an indie movie. That's
If
ridiculous.
if there is not a Spellbound timeline where Dante kills Hitler,
with kung fu moves, might we add?
no, just with a gun at all.
Oh, with a gun. Okay.
Or magic, you know, there's a
or
lot.
magic gun, or maybe a magic gun,
Magic
Maybe,
gun that
maybe a
does
magic
kung-
kung fu gun.
a magic
Yeah.
kung fu gun.
the gun
The
has
gun
like a
grows
bandana
legs
on.
and it kicks him.
Oh shit!
Kicks them, shoots them, and the Eldritch blasts them.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Deal 1, 2, 3. So as you guys drive on, after the little radio signal comes through, I would like everyone who is not driving to make a perception check.
That's me.
Ba 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 ba.
First roll in 6 weeks.
Oh god,
It's
that's
time for me.
And it was perfectly average.
yeah.
Perception is a
Except for
thing.
Keith.
Yeah.
Perception is a thing. Of course, my first roll back is all nat one.
Yeah, it's welcoming you back as best as you can. It's getting your bad luck out of the way, so you got good luck on the rest of the way.
Hopefully.
As long as I don't have to do any charisma-based things, I'm set.
I really need to get my perception up.
So even though Yurtle did roll the best, technically because just the way this is all laid out, Julian does see it first.
Oh, I am up front, baby.
Julian, as you're kind of peering out the windows, in the back of this van, the sides don't have windows at all.
Oh man.
We can
Kind of
fix
peering
that.
out through the back and also through the front windshield. You're not sure what it is at first when you see it, but as the city gets closer and closer, off sort of by the tree line, you see what looks like a street sign, like sort of like a metal post in the ground.
Oh.
And as you kind of follow it with your eyes, you see that at the top is what you think is some kind of like animal. Like you see like a massive, not massive, but like cat-sized animal like perched atop the post. And as soon as you see it, it's gone as the car just kind of whizzes past and the city pulls closer. And then you see further on, there's another metal post. And as you kind of squint to see through the rain, you look and you see a spike, like a driven, pointed metal spike, sort of down in the ground. And at the top, you can see there is a wolf's head impaled on the spike. And you can see that sort of its tongue is kind of lolling out of its fanged jaws. And there's kind of this little lightning crash kind of off in the distance that kind of illuminates the little field as you kind of see it, and that's when Yurtle sees it too. As you approach, there seem to be like dozens of spikes with wolf heads on them, kind of leading up to the city. And as you get closer to the city, they're more and more numerous, kind of as you get closer and closer. And you can see basically these wolf heads are covered in blood, and so are the spikes that kind of drive them into the ground. And as you kind of make your way towards the city, you can see that there are these massive, uncharacteristic, like concrete walls sort of spanning all the way around. And there are sort of street lights that look like they've been assembled and built into the wall, kind of shining out these little pinpoints of light through the fog. And as you approach it, you see that the fog kind of seems to curl up along the walls, kind of like shoving up, like it's trying to reach over them and like climb them as it kind of just pushes up against it and kind of billows around, but kind of is pierced through by the lights. And as you get even closer and you see that these wolf heads are all kind of staggering up all around, surrounding the city, covering the concrete walls are like birthday ribbons. You can see multicolored rainbow sort of streamers and sort of ribbons with these little flags, triangles sort of strewn about all around the city. And as you kind of make your way through, you can also see that there are two like watchtowers sort of set up right by the gate, and there are a couple that you kind of scatter through the town as you kind of get closer. And you can see that there are little like fairy lights, like Christmas lights almost, and these banners kind of hung up on these watchtowers. And as you get closer and closer, you actually start approaching the city, and you come up to this massive set of gates that just interrupts the street. And I'll move you all to the map. So go and scroll all the way to the right, because I never understand how to put things on the upper left like I should.
Yeah. Start every map in the upper left.
No, start every map on bottom right. Is that what?
Oh,
So it's a very colourful,
is a-
colourful town.
big town, nice. Oh, okay.
Oh, I see the Mickey D's.
soldiers.
Wait for it all to load in.
Yeah, Dante, you see that on top of these concrete walls, there are sort of like these rickety, like iron gate, like spikes going all along the top that have been interlaced with barbed wire. And as you get closer, you can see there are armed soldiers, sort of in like almost like these SWAT uniforms, carrying assault rifles as they just kind of pace around in these little watchtowers up. And you look around and you see there must be at least 20 or 30 of these watchtowers spanning all along the city's walls in like a complete circle around the actual city itself.
So do they have like American uniforms then, or?
Yes, they look American.
Okay. Just making sure they're still flying the proper colors.
You don't see the American flag displayed anywhere. Judging by the uniforms as you see it from a distance, you think there might be like the token American flag like on the shoulder.
Okay.
But you don't see anything from here. All you see are like the birthday ribbons and the Christmas lights sort of strewn all about the town.
Oh, I like the floppy guy.
The whole guy?
the
Mike, you made me fire
Yeah, the
Dude
wacky, the wacky,
the wacky toot man.
Hey, it's you, Seth. You're just over there.
God, it's taking me forever to load this.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit of a journey.
It's a big old honking map. I thought I could fit everything on one map, and I had to make like 3 others.
Oh.
Yeah, there's just me.
Yeah, you're just up there, you're just chilling. Same. Not gonna lie though, there's a lot of cars here, boys. A lot of cars for
Yeah,
the pickings.
Oh
Good
god.
news. Good news.
Oh god, the ambulance is in front. That's gonna be the first thing they see.
Oh, I like this guy.
Which one?
The hot dog
Oh.
man.
Yeah, the hot dog.
I see a guy.
It'll be time
called
for exploring
Steph.
later. No sneak peeks. I was gonna make a dynamic lighting wall, but I wanted to make sure you could see the soldier.
I'll just stick to the party for now.
But as you guys all kind of stroll up, you see that these massive gates that are stuck open because of PNGs are closed, and you see a smaller door in the gates opens, and you see 2 of these soldiers come through. They're both carrying their weapons. They're both armed, but they're sort of like laxly holding them as they kind of make their way up. They eye the ambulance a little suspiciously, as it has been entirely wrecked and destroyed and has 2 potted plants tied with ropes around the sides.
We should have
Yeah.
just taken those off.
Nah, mate. They're growing stuff in them. It's important.
You should probably just grow them on the inside, though.
And Alessia, you see one of these soldiers kind of comes up to the your side of the ambulance and kind of makes the universal roll down the window motion with his fingers.
Oh, Elysia will roll down the window slowly.
Like you crack it just like an inch. Roll it down all the way.
Just like the tiny little slit.
And then it just shatters.
Oh no.
Yeah, it breaks
Guys,
halfway.
there's even a window left.
Yeah, it shatters halfway going down.
No, actually, the driver,
Yeah, that
the
side
driver
was
door
fun.
has been destroyed. A sword is impaled into it twice, and it's covered in bullet holes. But the window is totally fine.
And Julian's blood, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of
A
it.
lot of my blood.
The Mothman needs that. You shouldn't be wasting it.
He's gonna come up to scrape it off the door and leave.
Fucking got what I came here
Yeah,
for.
got what I need.
Gives you the middle finger, just fucking pieces out. But Alessia, this man kind of just looking at you and kind of inspecting the inside of the ambulance, kind of seeing it's like entirely destroyed and ripped up seat state. He looks at you and says, name?
Elysia Devilance.
He seems to be holding up a clipboard in his other hand. He kind of produces it and he kind of looks over it. And he says, first time in Vallaki?
Yeah.
Are you accompanied by anyone who's been here before?
I,
He kind of looks at you, kind of raising his eyebrows, like expecting an answer.
I don't think so. I don't think any of us have been here before.
Wait in the vehicle, please. And he sees, kind of makes his way past you. Leku and Gale, a similar thing happens in your van as Elliot very slowly has to wind down the window in this van.
So like one of those rolling down
Oh,
wind
no.
ones, or like the wind down.
It's like a mechanical. He has to like crank the handle. And it was already a little bit
Yeah.
open because he was smoking, but he just kind of rolls it down all the way. And this man just says, "Name," and he looks at me and he says, "Elliot." The man goes, "Last name?" And he says, "Wah." And you see the man kind of scrolls down a little clipboard he produces, and he says, "First time in Vallaki?" And Elliot kind of like looks back towards you, Leku. He says, yeah." And he says, "Are you company of anyone who's been to Vallaki before?" And Elliot says, "Sure, go to the other van." And he kind of points at the one in the back. And Julian and Dante, you see that both soldiers kind of convene
No.
at Marcus's window, who also has to wind it down by hand. And then they one just kind of takes a step back to the other one and says, "Name?" Then Marcus says, "Marcus Kulyana." And you see that kind of perks the guy's interest as he kind of looks over the list. And then he says, "Who are all these children with you?" Then Marcus kind of like looks around to everyone in all three of the vehicles. And he says, "They're they're outsiders of Barovia. They're new." And you see that they kind of cast like very suspicious glances. They say, "What's the reason for your visit?" And he says, "We are here seeking refuge. We're here to..." And he kind of starts like stuttering almost. And the two soldiers kind of eyeing him suspiciously, kind of looking around at everyone else, and especially eyeing like the beaten up ambulance, entirely covered in blood. And Arena, still kind of holding this baby, says, "We have news from Barovia Village. These are family friends of the Kolyanas. We'd like to get inside. And you see the guard kind of looks at her, kind of shakily nods his head. And then he sort of takes his couple steps back, and he kind of shines up with this flashlight, kind of blinking a couple little blinks, and kind of waving his hand as these two gates are sort of flung open. And Dante, Irina kind of turns back and gives you like a cocky smile.
I give her a thumbs up, like, hey, good job.
And then these guys come back up to you, Alesia.
Alesia quickly puts away the gun she was loading.
Oh no!
Just her loading gun.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Chief. Preparing to burst out one of the doors with his door.
It's door time, baby.
So as you're gonna go start putting bullets in the clip, all of a sudden you hear footsteps and you quickly just toss it into Freak's lap, who just kind of like stares at it.
Well, it's never good to pull a weapon on an officer of the law.
And you see that this officer isn't really looking at you, and he just kind of points up forward to the gate.
Especially when they're SWAT.
Yeah, these boys mean business.
They will drop you.
I'm pretty sure Percy has at least drawn a gun on an officer at least once, so I'm pretty sure Alesia would do the same thing.
And the man kind of points forward and he says, drive ahead to the checkpoint, stop, we'll do this one vehicle at a time. And they kind of step back, letting you sort of move up through the road. As Alesia, freaking Yertle, definitely the best foot forward.
The werewolf, the giant turtle, and the
through the gate.
kid.
The giant turtle that assumes other animal forms. The werewolf we're in a town that really hates wolves.
Yeah, I really
And
hate
the child
wolves.
who's now a werewolf. And a mechanical wolf.
Hey, the mechanical doggo's fine.
It's a mechanical wolf.
And as that car kind of pulls forward and is stopped at this little checkpoint, Irina kind of huffs and she says, "We don't have time for this." And she kind of gets out, still holding this little baby.
Kick the baby.
And she says,
shit.
She just kind of nods to Marcus to just drive the van. He kind of holds out his hand to like stop her, and then she slams the van door behind her and she starts walking up towards the gate.
Oh my. Well, don't mind if I do.
Yeah, Dante, you kind of have to hop up, kind of like bringing your hands like up around Marcus's shoulders. You kind of hop up in between the two seats, and you also just slide out the front door. At this point, actually, because of all the resting, your leg is totally fine. So we'll go and remove that little.
Hell yeah, I'm cured.
Right there.
Remove boot.
Dante, it's a miracle.
I can walk again.
Magic is real.
I do a
You didn't believe it till now.
hop, jump, and a skip. Got the
Make an
pep in my
acrobatics
step
check.
again.
He sprays his ankle.
I did all right.
No, yeah, definitely. You still do like a little
perfectly
tiny like a little tap dance sorta, and then you sort of make your way up. Now at full Dante speed, making your way up to Irina.
I feel like a new man.
She gives you a sort of approving smile as the two of you make your way through the gates. The soldiers eye you as you kind of make your way up out of the vehicle.
I give him a salute, like when it's just like the passive, like the 2-finger salute kind of deal.
Make a persuasion check for me. Actually, no, let's go raw charisma. Just a
Raw
full
charisma?
raw charisma.
All right.
Raw.
Fuck.
They gun you down there and then. He's an
Luckily,
insurgent.
Dante. Irina's going to use an ability she has called Helping Hand. She's going to use her out of initiative reaction to give you advantage on the roll.
Nice. There we go. Much better.
Oppa!
Whoopa! Come here.
Dante, as you sort of bring your hand up, they both get very, very tense and start grabbing, like they start like getting a tight grip on their weapons. And then Irina sort of shoots them just like a soft smile, and they see you do the salute, and they both kind of like have a little bit of relief, and they kind of relax. And you see that the one in the back sort of gives like a little hesitant but still very respectful salute towards you as well.
That's why you're the best, boss.
That's why you're the best boss. Who's my Miller?
Me.
Yell's gonna hop out
Yeah,
of the
yeah, Julian's my
ambulance.
Miller.
Like, just carry his sword out of the ambulance, not knowing why we stop at
Which is
this
perfect
check.
because you don't have all of your armor.
Actually,
Yeah,
Yertle, two police officers, which you've maybe seen before, but you probably wouldn't understand the concept of police. They
Oh
start
my.
motioning for you to get out of the vehicle anyways.
Like, after a while, just gets up, carrying a fucking door. Like, what's happening?
And Alesia, you see that this male police officer kind of comes up and says, could you please step out of the vehicle?
Yeah, one moment. And she's gonna grab the gun from Freak's lap and put it in her pocket.
Concealed?
No, just kind of like, it's kind of just jammed.
Okay, yeah. When you step out, he definitely sees the gun, but he does not seem to care as it's currently just aside. And he kind of directs you to go on that side of the vehicle. You as well, Yertle, kind of points over to the right side of the ambulance to go stand there.
You'll try carefully get past them. And
It's like,
not
it's
knowing
like
what
the door.
Freak is going to scramble out of the same door you left, and he's going to very quickly sprint run to catch up. And as soon as he gets to you, he just kind of just stops completely, and then just very slowly follows right behind you.
He really is just
Well,
a follower.
I have a shadow.
Yodel's gonna stop here, seeing how they pointed over here, not understanding they meant on the other side of the van.
Oh, you
Since
son
they
of a
just went-
bitch. Oh, you would. You cheeky motherfucker.
But yeah, Julian, you do see Dante just sprint out of the car towards Arena.
I shrug and look at Miriam. Think they're gonna be
She shrugs
concerned
and
about
looks
the
back at
dead
you.
bodies?
Who's just like
She then goes oh shit, and she kind of turns back. She's, should we do something about it?
I thought we already got rid of the skeleton.
Before I left the vehicle, I would have told you to watch Gary for me.
I thought we ditched the
Gary's-
skeleton
You
ages
named
ago.
the
No,
child
yeah.
skeleton.
He's my friend. Fuck you.
But
Dante's best mate.
I do. I kick open the back door and just just chuck it into the bushes nearby.
No.
Goodbye, Gary, you little shit.
Going back for him.
I mean, it's not even that. Like the other dead child we have with us.
Oh yeah, that too.
Lecker
Go ahead
leans
and make
over.
a stealth or
Oh.
sleight of hand check.
Do I have either? No. Oh.
Nice.
Doesn't matter.
Julian just over the shoulder, just.
I don't even
So
leave the car. I just mage
the
hand toss it out.
That's the bones and the other body.
No, I keep the other body.
Okay, yeah.
I keep the
Just
one
the
we want to
bones?
bury. Yeah, the bones can go fuck themselves. They're in a cage.
Okay, bones get yeeted.
If they reanimate,
body's
they're
still in the-
stuck anyway.
Just, well, no, then you're gonna create one of those Dark Souls skeletons
Oh,
in
no.
a wheel, except for with a cage.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Alessia, you watch as one of these police officers gets inside the ambulance and starts driving it.
Oh no, they took our vehicle.
You gotta hit the ignition a little. You gotta give it a little bump.
And just kind of looks at you, Yertle. Kind of gestures at you as if trying to get you out of the way.
You're gonna point to one of the pots and be like, but my plants.
He kind of leans out, and he says, "We have to move all the vehicles, please."
Why?
So the other vehicles can get inside.
That seems fair.
If you
That
prop the
seems
door
fair.
up, you can
Please
create a
move,
ramp
please.
for him.
But my plants on the side of my pots.
My
Oh my god,
weed.
you heard all.
My weed.
It's like the last stock of his weed. He needs it to grow.
Oh, he gone.
And then your van starts getting waved forward by these soldiers.
He just leans forward over Elliot's shoulder. So, what's going on?
Elliot just kind of shrugs as the soldiers point to him, and he just kind of maneuvers the van into the gate and goes inside the city. And then this woman kind of comes forward and says, "Out of the vehicle, please." And Elliot just kind of shrugs, hops out, kind of sees everyone standing over there, just walks across to go stand with them. And like this kid, Jace, just kind of turns to look back at you.
Look over to the police officer. Us as well, or?
She nods.
Okay. And turn around and start heading for the back of the vehicle. Is Gale here?
Gail's gonna do it too.
Okay.
I am, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, you're not in the Roll20 game. I thought you died.
I had to BRB, so I ended up with.
No, you're good. Jace is gonna hop out as well, and the female police officer is gonna get inside the van and gonna drive it off to the side.
That's where we lose all our vehicles, and we never get them back.
Yeah.
They get seized.
I just turned into a big fucking speed demon animal. Run. Fuck.
Run.
I'd like to
And then
see
lastly,
you get
Marcus
hit by a
kind of
giant
waves.
ogre.
Don't
Gets
hold-
waved. The van kind of pulls forward.
Just ram straight forward. Oh,
Running
damn, they
over
moved.
Gale. There's
Gale
just like
and Logan.
As we're driving, can I be
Yeah,
like making a rave with the
coffins.
with the party lights that I put around the van?
Yeah, you can. It's like
Just
a little.
keep turning them off and on. Just doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
They are artificially powered by magic, so yeah, you can just basically like with a little prestidigitation, just like we.
I'm just holding the power plug and supplying it electricity.
And the same thing happens to you. You're all ushered out of the vehicle.
I kind of like grimace at Miriam as we drag the corpse out with us.
Ooh.
You're definitely eyed as you hold it, and you see a couple of their expressions just kind of grow very grim. If you look sad, if you seem entirely just indifferent. As one of the police kind of like just barely kind of pulls this third van over.
And runs over Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus just gets into the back of the ambulance.
Good thing we can heal him.
And you're all kind of gathered on this little small little booth that has sort of these red and white checkered little stopper things that sort of wave past each vehicle. And a stout, dark-skinned dwarven woman sort of stands in this bright orange and yellow vest.
Oh.
And as you all kind of make your way out of all the vehicles, kind of make your way up. Oh, groovy.
Is he right? Oh, he.
She turns to all of you and she kind of gives you like a very forced smile. And she says, "All right, first thing first, welcome to the glorious city of Vallaki. While y'all are here, all be well. This all y'all's first time?"
I reckon.
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose so.
yeah, I was looking at coffins like thinking, what a fancy box to himself.
It's a very fancy box.
Fancy boxes.
I've never seen.
All right. She says, first things first, while inside, all Oregon state laws still apply. In conjunction with that, once inside, there should be no mention of the devil, even in written form. This is the last time you will hear him mentioned as I'm speaking right now. Once inside, you will not leave the city unless via a checkpoint, and you may not leave the town during the time of any festivals. Any questions so far? All right, good. Guests of Vallaki, while you're here, you're not forced to help aid in the preparation for the festival, but attendance is mandatory, so you're all expected to be at any festivals we hold in your time and stay.
Why would that be?
And
Why
as you
is-
ask that question, you see all the guards get very tense around you. All the police officers kind of eye you, Leku. And she says, well, we just want to make sure everyone enjoys themselves. So everyone has to come to all the festivals. The mayor makes a very big deal about them. You'll love them. We just had the Wolf's Head Jamboree, and she kind of points outside to all the wolf heads on spikes. And she says,
you don't want to attend a festival and you just want to be by yourself.
Yurtle, as you say that, you see the lady kind of just looks down, puts a little marking on her clipboard.
Oh.
Shouldn't have said that, pal.
And she says, we understand that a lot of outsiders to Barovia have to come here that may not be in our files and systems. All weapons must be registered while here in the city, same with all vehicles. You see that as she's talking about this, you see that a few of the police officers kind of get in the back of each of the vehicles and start looking around through them.
Well, that don't seem American.
Do you
Where's
say
the
that out loud?
permit?
Yeah, there's no gun registry in America.
She kind of looks at you. She writes something else down on the clipboard.
This shit knows its laws. Fuck.
And she says, we've had to make certain changes to the laws here in this city specifically. You're free to view that as you please, but while here in the city, you must follow our rules. It's for the safety of everyone, I assure you.
What happens
Alright,
if
lady.
you turn it to multiple animals? Does that make you count as a weapon or just a weird being?
She kind of looks at you and she says, in that case, all casters must be registered. Well, I didn't mention that, unfortunately. Can any of you cast magic?
Pretty much all of us, actually.
Well, then, we will start getting into that.
Yeah.
She says, failure to comply with any of the listed rules or any of the Oregon state laws already in place will result in transfer to the Reformation Center.
Oh.
Any questions?
I don't know any laws. I'm from Africa.
Well, I mean, we have Dante. He can tell us.
Yeah, I'm somewhat familiar with American law. Not so much with Oregon state laws, but I know Texas state laws.
A few police officers are kind of coming forward, and basically there's a process where you guys are all asked to display all your current weapons. And the registration is simply just they write down your name and what weapons you are carrying. Would anyone like to attempt to hide any weapons?
I feel like it's impossible to hide my fucking.
Does a wand
Silver
count as a
sword.
weapon?
Does a one?
No, but they do ask again for caster registration. So that just goes on. They ask you if you can cast spells, and they make you perform like a cantrip.
Okay.
Technically,
What's a safe cantrip that I
Technically-
have?
Gale can't cast cantrips, ironically.
Minor illusion. All right.
So,
Yeah, it was just mending.
You can make an
the
Arcana check to
sword.
cast one.
no.
Yeah.
No, actually, I do actually remember in Spellbound original, I don't know if I'm gonna let this stick for mechanics of the game because it's weird for balancing Curse of Strahd around it. But I will say that at least for narrative purposes, everyone did learn the Mage Hand cantrip regardless
did.
of their spell list.
Oh, okay.
So I will say that at least just for this bit right here, everyone will be able to use the Mage Hand spell.
We all flip them off at the same time.
I'm sorry, I didn't know what the spell did. I'm so sorry.
And they also go down a list of asking each of your names. So Marcus and Reba both say Marcus Kolyana, Irina Kolyana. And then they look at you, Dante.
Dante Cower. Is the Cower name like reasonably well known? Is that like a thing, or?
If this place has been like separated in like a demiplane,
Because I
Maybe
know
not.
we're in America. Like this is my homeland. Like
you think definitely not to this lady.
yeah.
She makes no mention of it, but you think that maybe to like if anyone has an actual military background,
Okay.
they would definitely recognize the name.
Nice.
Because like not even just your dad, just like countless like your family's a military family, like since generations ago.
Generations.
So
So when I go to beat up Strahd, he'll know a true American.
exactly who you are.
A true American patriot is the one who killed him.
Julian, they look at
Play
you.
that American song.
Which one?
The classic, the wrestler one. The wrestler had.
The wrestler one.
I won't be American. Fight for my right. It's the classic one, man. I'll find
Oh,
it
no,
sometime.
it's like, and I'm proud to be an American.
I'm proud
No,
to be
not that one. I'll have to find it. Yeah, I nod and say, Julian Firefire. I'm not sure about her, though. Point towards the corpse.
Ooh.
She kind of looks a little sad at that, and she says, she died on the way here?
We found her like that.
Oh, so child is no relation to you.
A little bit. Never knew her name.
She sort of nods, and you see that one of the police officers kind of moves off, kind of comes back during this process as everyone kind of goes through and comes back with a tarp. And she kind of points to the tarp to you, Julian, kind of gesturing for the child's corpse.
No, I carry it over.
She says, we'll try to run her through a database, see if we can figure out who she's from, I suppose, but either way, we'll bury her in the church's graveyard.
Thank you.
You're all kind of standing out here in the streets in the rain, as Miriam says her name as well. Does anyone not say their name or say a name that is not their name?
Yodel introduces himself as Keith Della, since that is the full name on the ID card.
Oh,
What was
no.
the last name again? Sorry, I came up with it, but what is it?
Della, Dalla.
They're a registered nurse. They're gonna know.
No, when he says keep down, they just move right on along.
Elysia's gonna add Devilance to the end of Freak's name.
Oh no.
Oh, yes, so Elysia, they look at Freak. Come on, hon, what's your name? And Freak just kind of looks up at you.
It's Freak Devilance.
Freak? All right. She writes that down.
God, he needs a better name.
Does.
Need to get him a leash.
See,
Freak on a leash.
I've upgraded my name by stealing
You've
a
cast
nurse's
away your
name.
old name.
When we get back to the real world, Yodel will go back to being called Yodel, then me.
So then everyone puts forth their weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yodel won't present the door as a weapon, because it's not.
Okay, that tracks.
I'm gonna present my rifle, but I don't know about Lifeweaver.
Is Lifeweaver a...
It's a
wand?
wand.
If they saw it as a wand, they would not mess with it, as long as you register yourself as a caster as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I register myself as a caster, but
Yodel registers
not
as
mark
caster.
down the wand.
And then the last thing she says is, all right, so for all your weapons, we do not allow concealed carries within the city. We do respect the right to bear arms, but in the city is helpful to promote a sort of safe and happy environment. Any lethal weapon must be kept within one's own residence or wherever you're going to be staying, and during your time in Vallaki. Weapons are not permitted in the street to speak.
What if it's your hand?
Oh, hell.
Oh yeah.
Elysia holds up her soul arm.
She kind of squints. She says, "Any complications can be brought up with the mayor himself. Otherwise, it is expected that no lethal weapon be carried in the streets of the city, permitting this one instance, of course." Kind of gesturing to all of you, making your way through the city. Unless you have any questions about the city, I think that you're all good to go.
Is there a place we could perhaps fix our car?
As a
Clean it.
matter of fact, and she points just across the street You see a small little sort of gravel yard where there's a small dwarven man, sort of this big bushy beard and these safety goggles and like these big denim overalls.
Oh, hell yeah.
Arguing with a woman in a nurse's uniform in a lab coat. And you see she's gesturing to a van covered in splotches of musical notes and sort of like tie-dye colors. And they seem to be arguing over a document she's holding. And you see a sign that says McKinley Auto Repair. Dwarven quality guarantee.
Oh, nice.
And she says, "Oh, we're at McKinley's. They do a very good job. They also do, if you'd like to scrap any vehicles." And she kind of looks over very pointedly at the ambulance. She says, "They offer a wide variety of automobile services at McKinley's, so I'm sure you can find whatever you're looking for there."